I'd like to start off today, if I can, by reiterating my deepest sympathies to the people of Creeslough and the wider Donegal community. Most especially, I'd like to convey my deepest sympathies and the sympathies of my colleagues in Aontú to the families of Leona Harper, Robert Garway, Sean O'Flanagan Garway, Jessica Gallagher, James O'Flaherty, Martina Martin, Hugh Kelly, Catherine O'Donnell, James Monaghan and Martin McGill. Each one of these people were simply going about their normal, everyday lives. Choosing an ice cream, purchasing a birthday cake, buying messages for the week, collecting a pension or visiting a loved one. And that normal life was shattered in an instant, but an instant that will last forever. And this shocking explosion has devastated families, broken the hearts of so many people around Ireland, and left an unfillable void for the communities in question. And I still find it so hard to believe, and I can remember hour after hour on that fateful day, listening to the news reports that were emanating from Creeslough, and it just felt that the worst possible scenario was being realised in every news report that was made. I also want to pay tribute to the emergency services who struggled to save so many lives a month ago. And the staff of those emergency services went through thick and thin in very difficult circumstances that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. And they did not give up until that they had saved or at least retrieved every loved one that was lost on the day. And I'd like to pay respects to as well and tribute to the parish priest, Father John Joe Duffy, who did his best to offer support and solace to the families in these, the toughest of circumstances. Father Duffy said in the last few days that the numbness and the shock is beginning to wear down, and the pain of loss and trauma is becoming more acute. And that's the difficulty in terms of this, that in many ways, the days after and the weeks after this event, that pain and that trauma will manifest itself even more in families. He also said that healing in the community, like ours, is a multifaceted thing. It comes through what we can offer as a church, what the HSE offers, what the soccer club offers, what the youth club offers, the dance clubs offer, and the GAA offers. It's about members of the community talking to each other, or at least doing things together. And that's a really important issue, that it's through that community experience that people will achieve some level of healing in relation to this. I know Creeslough very well. I've stayed there a number of times in the past with friends from the village. And on that fateful day, I spoke on the phone to many of our own common members who live in the village there. I'd like to pay tribute to that community in Creeslough and to Donegal and to the Donegal elected reps who are here today, to Padraig, Thomas, Joe and Charlie and Pierce here. As elected reps, I know that this will have hit them hard. We lost 5 teenage girls in a school crash in Navan nearly 20 years ago, and the hurt that caused is still alive in the community in Navan and Meath today. 5 teenage girls were lost 20 years ago, and I'd like to remember them here as well if we can. Nothing can prepare a community for this, but it is true to say that supporting families and loved ones when someone dies is probably one of the best traits of the Irish people, something that we do well in many ways. And it's no doubt that supporting trait came to the fore in Donegal. And that emotional strength, I think, and many people have mentioned his name here today, Hamish O'Flaherty, such a young boy who has been through so much, and yet so courageously at the funeral for his father, James O'Flaherty, stated, I'd like to say that we should be grateful for your families. Cherish them. Be grateful because they won't be there forever. And I was speaking to people from Creeslough today, and they were telling me that the Month's Mind Mass have started and that the church was full to the brim last night and will be so over the coming weeks. I know that the HSE is providing counselling and will encourage people to avail of it and to make sure that they get the support they need. And the issue of the investigation, I know Minister Ryan raised, and I think it's an important one. It's paramount importance that investigation is carried out to the very best ability of the people who are involved in it. it's really important that we as a people know what happened on that fateful day, and that we can learn lessons from it to make sure that it never happens to another community ever again. And maybe the Minister might be able to update the Dáil on the progress of that investigation as well. And the Minister did mention too about the difficulties families are having currently with the country roads that are being used in Creeslough at the moment. And that has been mentioned to me too, that these country roads are not suitable for large elements of traffic, especially in dark winter days. And the point has been made that people would like to see the road, the main road through the village, reopened as well. So, bawallam just egantera machovron umlawn ochri agawal the mincha Creeslough Augusta the Donegal freshen tisagum gwil creha brista hartimpel natira agus nach maimid an Paul Shinalinu susarish octa cooldown agus ta gra an agus go kincha go garoisha shin le mincha Creeslough na lehinta atala chacht. Goresh de Gorau na Hanamaka Yilish, Gormila Mahagat.